do we?
Port this code on jsfiddle.net over to a static website.
That's really just how do you create a static web page site, because it's just
so any page. I just grab my domain, make a page, put it there. But then I see two sets of code. There's HTML code at the top.
and there's JavaScript, which you need to put under a script tag. All right, so you need to put it.
I never wrote JavaScript before, so
Yeah, so you need to put it under a script tag. There's a little bit of.
Can we make a subdomain of the Scuttle website? Do this
Yeah.
right there on the Git.
On the Scuttle page or on
Yeah.
Beagleboard? I don't know how to edit the Scuttle page. But
Yeah, I mean, I know how to do that. I mean, we just, yeah.
What did I do? That's not it at all.
Index.html will create a new file called GUI.html. Any comments in HTML?
What did I do? How did I break it?
I don't know. I've written one HTML file.
How do you make a comment in HTML?
Oh.
Tags, exclamation mark, dash, dash.
Yes. Okay, look, I'm just gonna come over this. It's less than.
Exclamation mark, dash, dash. Now type whatever you want. And then close it with a dash, dash. And, yeah.
Why doesn't that seem familiar?
Because it's not actually, I think it's used in XML or something.
It originally comes from XML, but it's still an HTML comment. It's just a weird one.
Is it a standard for just markup languages? Or?
GUI.html.
It's not very. It comes from XML.
Alright, then we're gonna put this as first.
Line 30. Syntax. Or what am I missing here? Where have I made a syntax error? Oh, that's a definition. I need to include the definition of that, so I need to find hierarchy. Sure, half of these have hierarchies on those.
Oh, I don't have
Interrupts. Which one of these has an interrupt? Error includes DT bindings, interrupt controller, hierarchy. Interrupt controller.
Quick question, Jason. The PowerPoint that you started presenting, would you be able to send that to us, or is that?
Yeah, I'll share it tonight,
Okay.
so we can have it tomorrow, and I'll continue to update it, but I'll put it on the I'll put the link on the Google Doc tonight.
Okay, that'd be great, that'd be great.
The stuff you have in the JS fiddle, JavaScript that's reading the text file, or I guess the button value, is that something you have to create, or is that a file that already exists?
Which fiddle?
The button, the my first SVG thing.
I copied the my first SVG from the W3 schools example,
Yeah, but
and then I modified it to include essentially pulling from my example on the reading the analog to digital converter. I added the extra JavaScript code. So the SVG and HTML block here comes from the W3 schools SVG example.
yeah.
And then this JavaScript down here, I pulled from two places. One was my example on this analog read that we debugged earlier. And then the other one was the svg.js website, which is where I looked up this SVG get and in order to use this element fill function.
Yeah, but I'm curious about the path of, say, line 12. That's not a valid path for me for my Beaglebone. That's my cat. That.
So to create that, you have to write this file, but the JavaScript file should write it for you. It will get created when you export 69. So if you just run it, it should show up.
Just run
Run this web page.
Oh, okay.
Click the run on the JS fiddle, and it should.
Oh, why did you change that?
So I was creating a overlay for.
Is there a server I'm supposed to be running on the Beaglebone?
It's automatically running.
Okay. What port is that on?
8,000.
Oh, 8,000.
It's automatically running on port 8000.
And can old GPIO pins be used as an input? Because I kind of had some issues with that.
Yes, all GPIO pins can be used as inputs.
Okay, that hasn't been my experience, so I'd like to look into that. As a matter of fact, I had to make a table of which pins did work as inputs and which ones did not.
Some of them have pull-up resistors on them.
I think I had in the code I had an error where it was saying, oh, you cannot, I don't remember what it was, I have to go back and see, but it wouldn't let me create inputs, or, sorry, it wouldn't let me set a pin as an input, and it would let me set other pins as inputs.
Yeah, you'd have to show me.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of breaking the RC test MPU and loading the Linux driver for the MPU 9250 instead. If I didn't do anything wrong. If I did anything wrong, I keep a SD card laying around with a generic image on it. I boot that and then go and edit the file that, because I just edited the boot ubnv.txt file to load this extra overlay. I keep an extra SD card around that I can boot off of that's just a generic image, mount the file system, and remove that from the, what do you call it, from that file, so it doesn't load the broken overlay anymore. Booted, but funny how long it took for the IDE to come back up. Now I have a new I/O device. So now I just give raw accelerometer values. So now I'm just using a Linux driver. Something though, when I've loaded this, is now consuming a fair amount of CPU. No, it's okay. 4% user space, 5% system. Guess it was just startup time. So I could do something like run my watch again. Oops. Oh. Better include the word cat. It's not an executable program. The file is not an executable program. So watch just runs a program over and over again and clears the screen in between running that program. So now my X value is just that number, right? So there's one extreme, and then if I go this way, there's the other extreme.
Where did you load that driver from?
I created this device tree while we were while we were playing around. So I created this device tree. I went to the kernel documentation and found the example for the device tree for an NPU 9250 based on the driver documentation in the InventSense NPU 9250. I cut out this I2C gate